So let's take a bit of a closer look then. This is the box, so with the product in it, and the back of the box. So just what can I say, it's a box. Let's open it up and see what we've got inside. So quite a nifty little opening, and then you pull the whole lot out all in one piece. So this is going to come out. You've got your instructions here, and just some random cardboard which I'm going to chuck away. There's your instruction book there, and let's try pulling the rest of this out without ripping too much of the box. So there we go. So there you've got your instructions, and everything else that's in the box all together there. So let's just put the box to one side and the instructions to one side. So essentially what you've got is two pieces here, one of which is going to fit in each of the handlebars of your bike. So one part is the actual chain brake tool itself, and the other is the mechanism for moving it around. So here you've got the chain brake tool. So this is the one that's going to actually brake the chain. So this is the main bit. This is kind of what you'd see with like a park tools, chain brake tool, etc. You've got the twist in and out part. You can then spin it round like this, so it makes it easier to use. The end cap here spins off, so you can get inside it, and then you've got a further piece on the front here, which I'll explain in a second what it does. The other, you've got essentially two parts, one removable and one that isn't removable. So on this part here actually just comes off completely. So I'll put it on the table there. That is for keeping two parts of a chain together. So when you've got two parts of a chain, when you're out riding and your chain comes apart and you're struggling to hold it together in the cold, you clip one on from one end, one part on from the other end, and it will just hold your chain together like that whilst you're doing the work on it. So that's that part, and that just clips back onto here when you're done with it. The second part is essentially just an Allen key. It doesn't come off at all, but the Allen key fits into the end of the other part we looked at, so it fits into here. So this is to give you the leverage when you're braking the chain, because there is no part like with a normal chain brake tool where you can use it. So that's the main part. So let's have a quick look at it in action. Then I've got a brand new piece of chain here actually. So let's just take that out ready. So if we just put the chain in the middle of a chain brake tool there, line it all up, and I'm just going to screw it in by hand to start with, so that sits nicely on the pin of the chain. Now just trying to get that straight. Now this is where the other part comes in here, so this is where you will use that part to spin. Now what's best to do at this point is to turn that to a right angle, so you can really then get the leverage. And then by holding that in and spinning it round, I then, if I've lined it up correctly, which is quite hard when you're doing it in reverse on a camera, have one more little go at that, shall we? I'll put that in place, and then I'll add that in there, and I'll just spin, and you can feel the chain then broken and the pin then coming through the other side, so you can feel that's gone through now nice and easily. So that is using it one way. I won't take the pin the whole way out, just for ease of showing on the video. So we've now got a pin that's kind of part way out, and now if we want to put that back in, what we actually need to do is flip the end cap off of this, and you'll see this part here actually comes out and flips over. So I've been using this little bit for holding the chain to flick this part up, and it should just flick up and out of the device, he says, without much success. Let's just try that again. So here we go, so that part is now flicked up and over and out. So apologies I didn't do that on camera, but let's just do that again just so you can see it. Okay, after a little bit of wrestling, it was a bit stiff because it's brand new. I've got it going. So you take the end cap off there and use something, it doesn't have to be this, and then you can see this part flipping out of the top here. So if you just grab hold of it and flick it over, you can see it's going to secure straight into that slot there. What that now is now acting as a barrier to allow you to then screw the pin back into this. So you can flip the cap on, it doesn't really matter. So to put the pin back in, you would line the pin up with the chain tool in exactly the same way we did before. So you can see that's now lined up. But what you've now got is something for the pin to push against at the far end there. So if you just grab this as it was before, and then unfortunately you can't now put it at right angles because that's all in one place. You just spin it back round, and you will then get that pin back in the chain. Now I would say it's not as easy as using a standard chain breaker tool. It's not meant to be, I don't suppose. This is something that is designed to be used out on the road. It's not going to be as effective as something you're going to have in the garage, but what it is very, very convenient, very, very handy to have with you. And with a bit of effort, that pin's gone right back in to the chain. So as you can see, that pin is right back in the chain and ready to go. That pin there is the one we were trying to take it earlier, so that's not the same one. And then to put it all back together, you just flick that part on there, and that one's now ready to go straight back in your handlebars. And for this one, you just flip the part over that has kind of come out, you flip it over, you screw the main part of your chain boot in, make sure the end's screwed on, and we're ready to go back in the bike. So there it is, really, really useful piece of kit, something handy that you may not carry with you already, and hopefully you'll find this useful.